Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. This is so exciting! You know what today is? I'm sure you do. We got a new stuff pack today. Yes, we did. So the new stuff pack that we got is Tiny Living. Super exciting. I'm super keen on it. So this is the reason why I'm doing this video. I was gonna make it in like real time, not as a speed build, but I just can't. I'm so indecisive. And as you'll see later on in this video, I also dabbed a lot in terrain manipulation, which I never do. And trust me, you do not want to see me try to do that in real time because I was like losing. I don't know how to use it. That's why I never do it, and I need to get better at that. It's gonna happen one day. But yeah, so we got a new stuff pack. It's super exciting. The new gameplay is really, I don't think like something that we've ever seen before in the game. So it's really cool. Me personally, I'm not a fan of tiny houses, so I'm not sure how much of it I'm actually gonna use. Maybe if you do like a rags to riches kind of a thing, maybe in like the beginning that's really useful, especially because you get all those like bonuses with skills and all of that. But it's still, it's a good idea. I really like it, and it's good to have some new items and wallpapers and just everything. Do we even get any wallpapers? I don't even think we did. I think we only just got some buy mode items. Look, it came out today. I just had a quick look. I don't know. Okay, but yeah. So this is really like an interesting idea. So this house, it may seem like I know what I'm doing, like I'm not really hesitating, like I'm just going for it, and that's because I'm actually building a house. I was like, when I first started thinking about what am I gonna build for this like introduction to this pack, and then I was like, what should I build, and I was like, you know what, this is perfect. I'm gonna build my own house. So this is not a house that I live in now. This is the house that I used to live in when I lived in the UK. So it was this really small one-bedroom apartment, or like it was essentially just one room with like a little kitchen. It was like bad. That's a very nice way of putting it. It was very bad. It was not good. It was a hole. But it was my own. I was like, I lived by myself. It was great. I love it. I really miss it. Even though it wasn't that great, it was just good to have my own space and everything. Also, I'm not doing anything at the moment. If I seem at times like I'm not doing anything, or if I'm like seem distracted, that's probably because I was listening to some music, because I just found out that some of my favorite bands have actually recently released new work, and I completely missed that, and I just found out today, so I actually was listening to music. So if I seem like I'm not doing anything, I'm probably just like focusing on my like media player, so I'm sorry about that. But anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, this is a replica of the house that I used to live in. Obviously the unit was a part of a bigger house, so this is why maybe this house will look a bit strange, like the entrance is at the back, but I kept it like that because I don't know, I think it makes it look a bit more special and unusual, and that's a good thing, So yes, the entrance is at the back. I tried to match like the exterior as much as I could as to what it looks like in real life. So that's why there's this weird slope at the back, because that's what the house actually had in real life. It had this massive fence with a like huge backyard that just like went down, because there at the end of it there was actually a lake, like not straight after. There was like a bit of clearance, and then I think there was like a footpath and stuff. Like you couldn't like go straight into the water, but there was a big massive lake at the back of the house. It was really nice. You could like wake up in the morning, you could see the sun coming up over the water. It was really beautiful. Also very annoying because there was a lot of frogs, and they would literally, like, if I left my door open, they would come in my house. I had to chase them out more than once. So yeah, I actually moved the whole house more to the front, because, well, in reality the house was like right by the sidewalk, and I felt that the backyard wasn't long enough, because as I said, in real life it was actually ridiculously long. But hey, here you go. Please enjoy the footage of me struggling to do terrain. But it was good, you know? Like, I really need to push myself to do terrain manipulation more. So ideally, I would want it there to be like a pond or something at the end, but you know, it's the same forest, so it's not a deal. But so I just ended up putting all these bushes at the back, making it like kind of like a natural barrier at the end of the backyard, because also in reality the backyard was actually really overgrown with weeds and grass and all that. So when I moved in, I don't know, whoever lived there before me obviously didn't take good care of their backyard and their landscaping. I am not very versed in it. Like, I'm not the person that's gonna go and mow the lawn. So I just let it be. So it looked like a jungle. Like, I never went in it because I was too afraid, because I'm pretty sure there was like snakes and stuff in there. But yeah, so that's why it looks a bit messy in here. I wanted it to look as real life as possible. And then later on in the build, you'll see I was really trying to match everything, like the colors, like the wallpaper and the floor and everything, and I did. But then it just started looking really sad, like it did in real life. So I did change a couple of things. I'll add a couple of like pops of color here and there. I also added a lot of this greenery just to fill up the lot, and just stuff like that, you know. I probably should have gone with a smaller lot, but I don't know, I really like this one. And I felt like since the house was going to be really small and not that interesting, because essentially it is just a box, I really wanted the landscaping to be on point. So I really tried with the painting and the terrain manipulation and adding all the plants, and you see there's going to be so much shrubbery everywhere and all that. So yeah, good. But yeah, I had so much fun. And then when I finished my video and I went in to like do like the thumbnail and everything, I was like, oh my god, I just realized that I actually did like a tiny challenge. It's what it's called apparently. And I was like, I never thought about it as a challenge. It was just, I'm just building a small house. I don't know. I didn't go for the micro one because I think that's just ridiculous. And I wanted it, like I said, I wanted it to look like real life. That's number one. Number two, I wanted to, yes, be constricted, but you know, still be able to make a proper house. And also, like, some of the benefits that come with the micro house, which I think it's like the relationship and all that, I think it's a bit much. I almost wish they gave us an option and they would be like, look, you can pick 3 bonuses for every category, and then you can like pick and choose your own. You know what I mean? So you could choose whichever tier and then just assign like 3 or 4 bonuses to it, and then just like pick which ones from the list. Because for me, let's say I would love to do micro home, but I don't really care about relationship boosts and all that stuff. I would prefer to just have skill building. You know what I mean? Like, I'm speaking as an example, not for me personally. I don't know. I think it would be so much better if we were actually able to pick and choose which ones do we actually want. I don't know. I mean, you know, whatever. It is what it is. But I think it would be a really cool thing if they had done that. I don't know. It was just a thought that I had. But I'm pretty sure we are almost done with the outside. We're gonna come back to it after, because I'm gonna keep coming back to things and like just changing little bits and pieces. Also, I'm putting this hedge down, which may seem a bit random. I'm gonna add a foundation to the house later on, but I wanted to place the hedges first, because if you place hedges like by the walls on a house that has foundation, it will be really hard to place them on actual ground. Like, they're gonna be clipping onto the foundation. It's really annoying. So I highly recommend, if you ever are putting greenery by your house or on your walls or whatever, do the landscaping first and do the foundation after. It's not that difficult. Like, I don't think it is at all. It's gonna be so much easier because the clipping, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it drove me nuts. Like absolute bonkers. So so yeah, that's why I did it beforehand, and that's why there's like a weird empty square at the back. That is why. There we go. Did I just do it? Yeah, that's the foundation that just came in. It's a bit tricky to paint it, but it's doable. And then as I did it, I was like, oops, it's not close enough. So let's press that Alt key that allows you to move objects freely. And then me being so OCD, I had to make sure it was in a perfect line, because then it would just drove me crazy if it wasn't. Then I fixed that one, but as you'll see later on, oh my god, traffic. As you'll see later on, I'm actually gonna have to go back and redo it, because the little section at the front door is actually gonna be still way too far. So it's a bit, it's a bit of a winging game, but it's worth it in the end. And then I also went back and fixed the fence, because I realized that when I was like moving stuff around or something, I don't know, it added more of those like separators, and it really annoyed me. So I just went back and fixed that as well. And then I put in the stairs. So let me say this house contains base game, obviously Tiny Living, and Discover University. Ideally, I would just want to use the base game and Tiny Living. However, I used the University pack because of the mini fridge. I could have used a normal fridge the way that I did the kitchen, but I used the mini fridge because that's what I had, and I really wanted to mimic that. Like I said, I wanted it to look as realistic as possible. And what was the other thing that I wanted to use that was from University? Oh gosh, now it escaped. I don't know. There was another reason why I included Discovery. I'm not exactly sure. I'll get to it later on. So I used these stairs. They're like Jungle Adventure, maybe? I'm not sure. They're a completely like wrong pack, and I never realized that. However, as I said, later on I will go back and redo the foundation, and then I will have realized that the stairs that I used were actually wrong. So don't panic. This is still just University and Tiny Living and base game, so the stairs will change. Then I was trying to fix this like backyard, because I realized that there wasn't enough flat space at the back. Like there was literally none. So I tried to fix that, and then I wanted the fence to look like really nice and even, with not like no weird bumps, or I don't know how would you say it. I wanted it to look really nice and smooth, so I really paid a lot of attention to that. You'll see, like, I keep fixing it and I keep redoing it, and from the inside and then the outside, and then it may seem like I'm just like running in circles, and well, yeah, kind of, but I really wanted it to look pretty. Also, I left the fence open. I didn't put any gate in it because none of the gates fit the height, so the fence is just gonna be open like that. So yeah, that's a bit disappointing, but there's not much that I can do about it. So we are moving into the inside of the house. I mean, the bathroom, there's not really anything to say about it. It's just a shower and a toilet, and like I said, this is pretty much how my house looked like. I didn't even have a sink in my bathroom, which was really weird, but you know what, you get used to it with time. It's weird, but you do. So there's the mini fridge from the University expansion pack, and then just a simple stove. Like in real life you probably wouldn't want those together, and I did have them together, which I don't know why they did it like that, but they did. And then initially I was gonna use really crappy furniture because that's what I had in my house. But then I was like, but this is still The Sims 4. We want to enjoy this house, and I want you guys to enjoy it if you do decide to like download it from the gallery or something. So I actually did use a bit nicer things. So it doesn't look like it did in real life at all, but then at the same time, it kind of does. But it doesn't matter. Like, you don't know it anyway. That was just for me. I was like, oh, look at my old little house. I miss you. I do miss that house. I don't miss the neighbors though. The neighbors were, oh my god. Let me tell you, if there's something that I value, it is nice, quiet neighbors. And the people that lived in that house, like the rest of the units, anything but quiet. Trust me, I could tell you stories like really disgusting in detail, very personal stories, but let's not get into that. maybe that's a story for another day if we get to it. And yeah, then I just fixed the shrubbery because it was for some reason clipping to the wall. Whatever. Also, in real life, obviously, I didn't have a Murphy bed, but I used it for the sake of this pack. I try to use as much of the new furniture as possible, even if, maybe I wouldn't necessarily, or if I was gonna like completely recreate my house, I wouldn't be using this furniture, but it was kind of like the merge of me doing a real life reference build to using this pack and then just exploring what we've got, because it's exciting. It's so good to have and get new items. I decided to go with a red theme for this house. Well, there's only one room, so just because red is my favorite color and I really love using it in my builds, and I don't that often because I'm like, I always do everything red, I'm not gonna do it, and then I ended up never doing it. And I was like, you know what? This was my house. It's gonna be red. So yeah, I decided to use a high-end table. Is that what it's called? High table? High top table? I always forget what they're called. Because I never use them. I don't know why. I just never do. I always forget about them. But it seemed perfect for this house. Like, you don't really need a table because they can sit on the couch and eat. But I just felt like it was a bit more homely like that. And even though you do get the bonus for building skills, there's not many like activities objects, but there's plenty of space outside, and you could like delete the table, maybe put the easel in or something like that. And you do have the laptop and the bookcase, which is pretty much all you need if you want to work on your skills. So yeah, centering the rug, OCD for life. Yeah, I'm also gonna add another one, so there's a lot happening, but I don't know, I liked it. I think it looks really bare with nothing under there. In real life, you probably wouldn't want a rug under your dining room table, but I always do it in the Sims. It makes it like frames it. You know what I mean? It makes it look really nice. It's such a simple detail, but it's great. I love it. I love a good rug. And thank God that is something we have a lot of in this game. It's rugs. Rugs and toilets. So the shelves on the wall are what I had in my house as well. I just I swapped them, so the shelves technically should be on the right. And there wasn't any windows on that wall because that wall was actually bordering another unit. But I added that window just because it felt like there wasn't many windows, because the only actual window in real life is actually the bay window. I actually had a bay window. It was so nice. I've never lived in a house that had a bay window before. So I added the 2 single bay windows. I added them just to give the house a bit more detail from the outside and just to make it a bit brighter and more open, because it is so small. It's nice to have that sense of openness. And I don't know, like, looking at it, it seems very bland, but again, that's how it was in real life. I could have changed it and adapted, but I didn't, because also I feel like if it's a tiny home, you don't want it to be too busy, because everything is going to be so squished together as it is. And there's patterns in the rugs, and the furniture and the clutter items. So I think the cleanliness of walls and floors are okay. I don't know, I could be wrong. That's just my opinion, my preference, you know? Um, Also, if you see something that you're like screaming at me and you're like, that's not gonna work, that's not gonna fit, that you can't put that there, don't worry. I had my sim test everything, the shower, the all of the kitchen, the table, the bed. I had the laundry as well, which is coming. You'll see. I had him text. Oh my god, I haven't done this in such a long time. I'm not used to speaking for so long. I'm so sorry. So I had my sim test everything, and all the things that didn't work, I actually fixed. So as you'll see in screenshots at the end of this video, a lot of things will have moved. That's because I realized that I did a lot of oopsies, and then I did fix all of them. So everything is functioning, everything is working. Don't worry, it's all good. Yeah, so I'm just adding some outdoor lighting as well for some ambiance. I love a good outdoor light, you know me. And yeah, I used this really simple, rustic looking light bulb. I really love it. It's so industrial and so cheap, I guess. And I don't know, I felt like it fitted this house. And also, I actually had, like, in my house, in this real life house, the light that I had in the like living room slash bedroom, it was like actually really just a hanging light bulb with nothing. That's how crappy their apartment was. And also, I just realized something. I've been going on and on about how this is only base game in university and tiny living, and it actually isn't. There's actually laundry as well, but the only items from the laundry pack that I've used are the actual laundry items. So like the clothesline, the washing thingy. I don't know what's it called. The hamper, and I think those two ceiling lights. But there are as well, you know, the base game ceiling lights in them. So if you do download this and you don't have laundry installed, you're not gonna really lose a lot. And the things that you are gonna lose are just gonna be things that are not gonna affect your house. You're just gonna end up with, you know, a bit more empty space that you can fill with something else that you may want to see in this house. And then I had this brilliant idea of maybe putting a washing machine in the kitchen, because that's what I had, my washing machine. And I wanted to see if you could use that as a counter space, and you can't, which it's fair, you know. It's a bit of an afterthought to put that into the game, but I feel like it should be used as a counter, because realistically you could use it as a counter, or at least I feel like they should make it so that we can put washing machine in the counter. Am I making any sense? Because that's what people do. Like, I've seen people do that in real life, and I've had that in my house. So I don't understand why don't they do that. Like, mini fridges and, you know, not the dishwasher, the washing machine and the dryer, you should be able to put them into the counter. Like, I don't get it. Also, I adjusted the clothesline a little bit because one of the ends was floating a little bit. You know, that's that terrain manipulation for you. So yeah, there I added another tile of the fence. Like, ideally there would be two of them, but like I said, none of the doors actually fit, so I just left it open. Also, why are all these like really short fences so massive? Like, I understand that I have been limited by using just a couple of packs, but still, it's ridiculous. So yeah, here is where I adjusted the hedges. So then I had to get rid of the foundation, and now, you know, putting it back, just repainting that half wall, and then I just decided to cover that because I don't know, I don't like the way foundation looks. I just wish that we could paint foundation with wallpapers like we were able to like in the other installments of the game. I don't understand why why are these things not a thing? It just doesn't make any sense. It makes me so mad. So yeah, here is where I realized that I can't use the same stairs, and then I had to find a different one from one of the packs that I was using, and let me tell you, choosing a stair, that was a journey. Like, look how long it takes me to find a freaking stair. Like, none of them looked right, and then I don't know. I was like, I really wanted to use the one that I used before, but then that would just make it like add another pack on top of it, and I really wanted to use as few as possible so that it's more accessible for more people, because this will be uploaded to the gallery by the time you're watching. So if you do wanna download this, you can. The link, excuse me, the link to the gallery is in the description box below, as always. So you're more than welcome to download it and enjoy it. I do hope you will enjoy it, though. I did. I had a lot of fun building. I haven't done a building video in a hot minute, so it was really nice, and I want to do more of them. You know, maybe I should do a couple different like tiny living challenges. Maybe even do the micro challenge. I feel like I should. I'll think about it. Well, if I do end up doing it, you'll be the first to know. So the house is pretty much done. I'm just doing a little touch-ups. I will add. Is that what I'm doing? Yeah, I'm gonna add some red tiles around the fireplace. That was just that didn't exist in real life, but I just wanted to add it for the aesthetics. Just add a little pop of color, and we're gonna go full on red. You'll see. And then, you know, I hated the way that tiles end and the wallpaper begins, so I wanted to disguise that with a column. But then all the columns that I had available were so chunky and they didn't really look right. So in the end, I just left it without, which is not ideal, but these columns are not great. So yeah, that's what happens when you're only allowed to use a couple of packs, you know? You feel me? But it's fine. It's fine. I'm not too mad about it. It'll work out in the end. But yeah, like I said before, a lot of the things that you're seeing now will be changed. So in the screenshots at the end of the video, you will be able to see the final product and what the house actually looks like in the end. So that's good. I popped in some curtains as well for some privacy. And then I was like, can I put curtains on this bay window? Is that a thing? And it's not. So I'm gonna leave it open, but it's fine, you know, like it's The Sims. The curtains are just for aesthetic reasons, you know? So yeah, another pop of red color. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I've changed the table, the high top table, to the actual tiny living pack, which for some reason is in like a really weird random category, and it doesn't actually show up as a table, as a dining table. So if you guys are looking for it, it's in like miscellaneous section or something like that, I believe. And then the bay window looked so bare, and in real life, obviously, you would be able to put stuff on it. And I really didn't want it to just look so empty, because in my old house, I actually put a lot of stuff in the bay area of the window, and then I was like determined to fill that space with clutter items, and it can be done. But here it is. Enjoy the montage of me almost pulling my hair out, because it's so difficult to do it. You can, by using the Control and 0 and 9 on your keyboard, you can raise objects up and down, and then if you hold Alt key, you can move them around. So you can place them, but it is a pain in the you know what. Like, just see how long it took me. I think it took me like maybe 5-7 minutes in real life to do this, to place them. But you know what? Look at it. How pretty is that? It was so worth it. And I decided to leave the footage in because I just want you to appreciate the effort that went into it. And we're not done yet. Just wait, you'll see. Like, I went through so much effort when placing the clutter items. It's so ridiculous how they don't fit on shelves, or even if they do, how difficult it is to move them around. It's I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, I really wonder. But I actually discovered a really useful tip today as I was doing this, and I don't know how. I have never discovered this before, but I have now, and let me tell you, I will share it with you, and you know what? You're welcome. It is so good. I was like, how did I not? I don't understand how have I not discovered this before. I'll get into it once I start doing it, so it's like it makes sense what I'm talking about. It's gonna happen. Like, we're gonna be there in a second, as this video is almost over anyway. So I was just going through all the decorations, just making sure that I didn't leave anything out, because I wanted, the people who live in this house, apparently like gardening. There's some planters outside. There's some dried plants hanging in the kitchen, as you've seen. I've also picked the traits for the house, which of course, obviously, you are more than free to change to whichever ones you would like. I just felt that these really suited this build, and as well as all the bonuses that you get with the tier 2, so the tiny home challenge. So yeah, exciting stuff. I actually really like this house. I may actually keep it and like get a family in there and play it myself. Or we can just leave our trusty tour guide. That's the guy that's standing on the porch right there. He will be our tour guide later on. That's actually Jensen Ackles, as I'm sure you can recognize. Oh my gosh! Did I not include the clutter? Oh. I'm gonna interrupt that creepy voiceover and I'm just gonna quickly say this. I didn't realize that I didn't include the footage of me placing the clutter. So the tip that I was talking about before is, if you ever do that, it is really, really helpful if you lower the walls. So take away your shelves, lower the walls, place the clutter, raise the walls up, bring in the shelves, and ta-da! Trust me, try it. It will save your life. Okay, here we go. Here are the screenshots. This is just the front of the house with a little close-up. Then in the next one, you'll see the backyard with our trusty tour guide, Jensen Ackles, just doing some laundry. So this is the kitchen. As you can see, all the clutter has already moved, like the one up on the shelves. And I also removed those knives and put them up on the shelf because for some reason he couldn't use the counter, which I don't know, I don't understand that. So this is the living room. As you can see, the shelves as well, all the clutter items have been repositioned. I think it looks way better. The little poofy thingy, I moved it to the other side because it was in the way of the bed, which I never even realized until I had him tested. I also had him put the bed down so you can see what it looks like when it's unfolded. But yeah, this is pretty much the house. Here's the view from all the way from the end of the backyard, and just some freshly washed laundry already drying on the clothesline. Here's the floor plan for a bit of a better overview, and here's Jensen. He looks so happy and content. But yeah, this is it, you guys, for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, I would appreciate it if you subscribe. If you want to download this house, it is on the gallery. The link is in the description below. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.